Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reading for Vocabulary. I'm Brian Stewart. We're starting a new book. It's Level B, which means two things. One, we're going to be talking about different subjects in each unit. We'll be talking about science, social studies, health, sports, that's fun, math, and fine arts. So we'll talk about these different subjects in each of the units. The second thing is that the vocabulary might be a little more difficult than before, but that's okay. Don't worry. I'll help you. We'll go over it together. We'll practice the pronunciation, and I hope that you understand what these words mean after each unit. So let's work together and figure these things out. Are you ready? Let's begin with Unit 1. Unit 1, we're talking about the environment. So this has to do with science, right? Natural science. In Unit 1, we're going to be looking at sharks for Lesson 1. Do you know about sharks? We're going to find out a lot about sharks in this lesson. We will focus on learn about the best hunter in the ocean. The best hunter in the ocean. What is that? Of course, that is the shark. So, what do you know about sharks, right? What do you know about sharks? Now, this is kind of a scary picture, right? It's a cartoon about sharks. And in the lesson, we're going to take a look at sharks and look at their teeth and see how they might be scary. But you know what? Really, sharks are not really that dangerous. This is just a funny cartoon. Do you know, I'm a scuba diver. I like to scuba dive. And sharks are afraid of people. If I see a shark, he's swimming away. So that's very interesting. But we'll look in this unit, we'll see other interesting facts about sharks. Let's begin with the vocabulary. Let's start. Number 1, a living being. There are many living things in the world, right? You and I are living beings. Dogs are living beings. Parrots, right? Cats, rabbits, lizards, right? We have a lot of different living beings. What do we call things that live? It's a word that starts with C. It's creature. This is a little bit of a difficult word. Let's practice the pronunciation. Creature, creature. It's two syllables, two sounds. Creature, creature. Okay? So creatures are all living things. You and I are creatures. Dogs are creatures. Parrots are creatures. Anything that lives and moves is a creature. Plants aren't creatures. Usually animals are creatures. Okay, let's move on. The next one, here are a couple of creatures here, right? One who finds and kills animals. One means a creature, a living thing that finds and kills animals. What is it? We call it a hunter. Now here we see this is a spider. A spider is a hunter because it finds, well, insects find it, and it kills those things, but we are hunters too. Human beings are hunters. We hunt, especially a long, long time ago, human beings had to hunt for their food. So there were many hunters. In a long time ago, people were hunters. Okay, let's move on. The next one is very surprising and wonderful. Wow, this little boy has a present. He's opening the present. Wow, he's really surprised. And he's thinks this thing is wonderful. What can we say? It's amazing. Amazing. If you find something or you see something or you learn new information that's really surprising and really wonderful, that's amazing. Okay, so something that's amazing, surprising, and wonderful. Next one. What's happening here? We have a picture. One side of the tree is very green, nice. The other side of the tree is dead, right? To become different, right? Maybe it's becoming different. Trees, of course, change with the seasons. What do? They change with the seasons. So to become different, they change. So maybe in the summertime, the tree looks green, has a lot of leaves, but in the winter, all the leaves are gone. The tree looks like it's dead. The tree changes with the seasons. Okay, let's move on. Number 5, a small amount of liquid. This little bit of liquid right here, right? What is that? That is a drop. A drop of liquid. Do you know, of course, when it rains, right? It rains like this, and we call those little pieces of water falling from the sky, we call them raindrops. Raindrops, because many little drops are falling from the sky. Many drops will get you very wet, right? We call those raindrops. So a small amount of liquid is a drop of liquid, a drop of water. Next one, this is a strange picture. What's that shark doing on land? That's very weird. Okay, but anyway, we're looking at hard white parts in the mouth. You have them too. A shark has them, right? A shark has many. Look at the bottom. There's so many, right? Sharks have rows, actually. Some sharks have 3 rows of these things, okay? What are they? Of course, we're talking about teeth. Teeth. Okay? Be careful, right? Because teeth means many teeth. What if you say one? If you say one, you say tooth. Tooth. So, one tooth, many teeth. Okay? That's important to remember. So, if you go to bed at night, right, you wake up and your tooth falls out, you have one tooth. Your tooth is gone, right? So, some children, you guys, lose your teeth, right? But one tooth at a time, okay? So that's teeth. Next one is very small. Very small. Look at this food. I'm still hungry after looking at this or eating this. So small. Look, it's so tiny. Shrimp and potato and asparagus. It's very small. What do we say? We say it's tiny. Tiny. Really small. The next one, what's this guy doing? Okay, maybe he jumped up and suddenly you see him, right? To come into view. Somebody who comes into view suddenly, appear. Appear. So if you're walking along and you don't see your friend, suddenly your friend is there. Whoa! Your friend appeared in front of you. Your friend appeared in front of you. Appeared. Your friend appeared in front of you. The pronunciation, appear, appear, appear. So one more time, appear. Your friend appeared in front of you. So to appear. The next one, number 9, what's this, right? That's the stuff in your body, right? If you go to the hospital, the doctor will take some of your red liquid inside your body to find out if you're healthy or not. What do we call that liquid? We call it blood. Okay? Like a vampire will say blood. Okay? Sorry. But we say blood. B-L. Blood. Blood. So we say blood. And that's the liquid inside your body. Do you know what blood does? It carries oxygen throughout your body. It helps you live. Blood is very important. Okay. Something that causes fear. What is this? These kids were watching television. Suddenly the monster came out of the television. It's causing fear. Something that causes fear is what? We say it's scary. Very scary. Something that causes fear. It's scary. The movie is scary, right? Okay, so scary. Next one. Having much power. Something that has a lot of power. This little girl, wow, she's really what? She can climb that rock face. So she has a lot of power. She is strong. She is strong. Having much power is strong. Are you strong? Can you do a lot of sports? If you play, you run outside, you will get strong. So don't study all the time. Don't play video games all the time. Go outside and play sometimes and get strong. Okay? get your power. Okay, next one. Oh, here we have the subject of our lesson. A large fish in the sea. So a large fish in the sea with sharp teeth. And you can see those teeth. Whoa, they're right there and right there, right? We saw a picture of this guy before. He was on land for some reason. He had a lot of teeth, right? What is it? It's a shark. A shark. A large fish in the sea with sharp teeth. That's a shark. Next one, 13. Having little or no light. Okay, this street, there's a lot of lights here, but imagine if you go off on a smaller street and there's not a lot of lights, right? Or there's very little light and it's hard to see, right? I can't see very well. There's not enough light. We say it's dark. It's dark. At night, it's dark outside. There's no sun, so it's dark outside. Okay. What's this guy doing? That looked kind of strange. Maybe he's afraid of somebody else in the office, right? And he doesn't want to be seen. To go somewhere where nobody can see you, right? I can't see this guy. He's under the desk. Maybe you play a game with your friends, right? Where what do? You hide. The game that you play with your friends is probably called hide and what? Hide and seek. Yes. Hide and seek. So hide means to go somewhere where nobody can see you, and seek means to look for that person. So many children hide, one child seeks, okay, and finds those people. Maybe he finds those people. But remember, hide is an irregular verb. We change it when we talk about the past tense. Right? So we say hide, then we say hid, and then we say hidden. So hide, hid, hidden. Okay, that's how the verb changes for the past tense. Okay, next one. Whoa, do you do this? Can you do this? This is very nice in the summer when it's really hot. I want to go do this, right? To move in the water like a fish. Well, he's not really moving like a fish. Did you see a fish do this? I never saw a fish do that. But people, when you do this, right, you're moving through the water. Fish also do that like this, right? What are they doing? Swim. They are swimming. Can you swim? Okay. Remember, swim is an irregular verb. It changes in the past. So we say swim, swam, swum. Okay, one more time. Swim, swam, swum. Okay? That's how the verb changes in the past tense. Okay? So maybe this summer you will go swimming. Okay? I hope so. It's cool. It's great. It will make you strong. Okay, next one. Number 16, not closed. So the door is not closed. If it's not closed, it is, of course, open. Open, closed, pandero, right? They are opposites. Closed and open are opposites. Opposites. I think in Korean, you say pandero, right? Something that is opposite. Closed and open. Okay, that wraps it up for our words. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're continuing our lesson on sharks, right? So now we have a reading passage to go over together. Let's take a look. First we have many ocean creatures are hunters. They find and eat other fish. So these two sentences are very closely connected. Many ocean creatures. Before we said there are many creatures in the ocean. Well, of course, many of those creatures find and hunt and kill and eat other creatures. So many creatures are hunters. Then this sentence defines what is a hunter, right? Many ocean creatures are hunters. They, hunters, find and eat other fish. That's what a hunter is. Let's continue. But, however, none of them can hunt like a shark. So, yes, many creatures are hunters, but the best hunter is a shark, right? None of them can hunt like a shark. That means the sharks are the best hunters in the water. Okay? Because none of the other creatures can hunt like a shark. Sharks are the best hunters in the water. Why? Why are sharks good hunters? And we have some questions. Is it because of their big, strong teeth? So is it because of their teeth? They do have scary teeth, but their senses are even scarier. What does that mean, right? They're saying that, sure, sharks are really good hunters because they have big, scary teeth. That's true, but there's another reason, more important reason, that sharks are good hunters. It's because their senses are even scarier. What are senses? Senses are your ability to know what's going on around you. Your senses are sight. Your sense of sight, that's a sense. Hearing is another sense. Smell is another sense. Taste is another sense. And of course, feel, when you feel something. Those are the 5 senses. Sharks' senses are really, really good. Some of the sharks' senses are really good, and that makes them even scarier for other creatures in the ocean. Let's take a look. Let's continue. Now, we're going to see one example of how scary a shark's sense is, and one type of sense. A tiny drop of blood. So imagine a tiny drop of blood bloop, falls into the ocean. So a tiny drop of blood falls into the ocean. A few minutes later, 10 sharks appear, right? How did they know? How did they know? They have to have a really good sense of what? Sharks have a very good sense of smell. Smell. That's one of the senses we talked about, right? So they can smell a tiny drop of blood that falls in the ocean. Sharks can smell it. And many sharks, 10 sharks, come because they smell the blood. Wow, that's really scary, right? Their noses are amazing. It's not just scary, it's amazing. They can smell a tiny drop of blood from far away, and they come. That's really amazing. They know exactly where a smell is coming from. So if you think about that, that's really amazing. A tiny drop of blood goes in the water. Sharks can smell it. Their sense of smell is very amazing. Their sense of smell is really amazing. So many sharks come. They know exactly where that drop of blood is, where that smell is coming from. That's very impressive, very amazing. If a shark smells a fish, especially if the fish is bleeding, it knows which way to swim to find it. So it knows, it's that way, right? The sharks, they don't just go like this, right? They also go like this and down, because in the water, they can go in many different directions. But the shark knows where to go to find that fish. Sharks can also see very well too. That's the second sense, right? First we talked about smell. They can smell blood, but also they can see very well. Some parts of the ocean, don't get much light. Get much light means there's not a lot of light here, right? Maybe in your bedroom. Look around in your bedroom. Are there parts of your bedroom that are a little dark? Those areas don't get much light, okay? So some parts of the ocean don't get much light, especially deep under the water. There's not much light. Sharks can find fish even in these dark places. Even in the dark places, sharks can see where the fish are. Okay? So that's interesting. Look at this picture. This is a very amazing picture. Look at all these sharks. Actually, if I'm a diver here, I would love to see this. Just sit there and look. Wow, that would be amazing, right? Okay. Still don't think sharks are the best hunters? This is a question for you. This question is aimed directly at you. We could put you but we don't have to. That's what we think. You still don't think sharks are the best hunters? You still don't think that way? Right? That's what the question is asking. Try hiding from a shark. Well, it's kind of funny because, sharks will usually run away from you. They're not going to find you. But anyway, try hiding from a shark. It's not easy to hide. If you're a fish and you're bleeding, it's not easy to hide from a shark. It will find you easily. Sharks know where you are. Sharks can feel things moving in the water. So there's another sense. That's a third sense, right? They can smell blood. They can see in the dark. They can also feel changes in the water. It's amazing. They can feel the water change if something swims near them. Water is heavy, right? If you go like this in the water and your arm is over here, you're not touching, but you can feel when you push the water, your other arm feels that pressure. Sharks can feel that too, of course. So their sense of feel is very good as well. So they can feel the water change if something swims near them. They know, they can feel that. So we've talked about three senses: smell, sight, and feeling. Okay. There's another interesting fact about sharks about their sleep. Did you know that some sharks sleep with their eyes open? Can you do that? Can you with your eyes open? That's crazy, right? But sharks swim with their eyes open. Many scientists are studying sharks because we want to protect these amazing animals. Sharks are really amazing. We want to study them and know how we can protect sharks. So some sharks sleep with their eyes open. It's true. It really is true. Some sharks will sleep on the bottom. They'll rest on the bottom of the ocean. I've seen them. I've come close to sharks that were staying on the bottom. But don't touch them, because they will be afraid of that and they'll swim away. Just get close to them and look at them. They're very amazing. But some sharks can't do that. Some sharks keep swimming even though their brain is kind of like sleeping. Maybe you do that. Sometimes at school you're walking around but you're sleeping, right? That's what sharks do, okay? Some sharks, not all sharks, different types of sharks do different things. Okay, so, but some sharks sleep with their eyes open. Their eyes are open while they're sleeping. So, how do we know if a shark is sleeping or looking for something to eat, right? How do we know if a shark is sleeping or just looking for something to eat? It says we don't here. We don't know. We're not sure. And there's only one way to find out. There's only one way to find out? That means we just have to be careful. What the author is saying here is that there's only one way to find out, and that's if the shark goes and bites something. But to be honest with you, to be truthful with you, sharks really are not always going to attack something. Sharks only eat very little part of their day. They usually hunt at night too. Usually during the day, sharks are just swimming around. They're just looking around. If they see an animal that is sick or bleeding, then they will attack it. But they're not going to attack an animal that seems to have no problems. And they're not going to attack you if you're swimming underwater. They might attack people on the surface of the water because they think those people are seals. So that's the dangerous part. That's the dangerous place. So, but when they says there's only one way to find out, that means there's only one way to see if the shark bites something or not. So it's kind of like a scary sentence. Okay, well that wraps up the reading. Now let's